So that is what we're going to talk about again today. Today is Thursday, January 21st, 2021. First, before we get started, I want to show you all this. You all know what this is. What's this? It's a hundreds chart, right? It's 1 to 1. This one's 1 to 110. The one that you guys all have at home is 1 to 120. Well, if I was going to take any number, okay, I'm going to circle or put out the square of the number 40. And I want to add 3 tens to it. All I'd have to do is go right down the line and change the tens place. This is what's important, is you're changing the tens place. So I'm going to add 3 more tens to 40. 10, 20, 30. 1, 2, 3. So I would end at 70, right? So, but all I did was take 40 plus 30, and it was kind of the same thing we were doing yesterday, is we just added the tens to the 40, right? We didn't do anything where we were like, oh, we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, all the way up to 30, right? We just added 3 tens, and it was pretty simple. So if you had your 4 tens here and you added your 3 tens here, we found out that just by even going down our hundreds chart, we'd end up at 70. Okay? Well, today we're going to talk about adding tens to any 2-digit number. So we're going to be talking about adding tens to any 2-digit number. So for example, if I started this right here, 43 plus 20 equals unknown. Okay? There are 2 ways you can solve this. You can solve it by adding your tens blocks together, or you can solve it with an open number line. Okay? And I'm going to show it to you on the hundreds chart when we finish. So the first way we could solve this is we could draw out our tens blocks for the number, our base 10 blocks, which are tens and ones, for the number 43. Now, how many tens and ones are there in the number 43? There are 3 ones. Okay, so there are 3 ones. 1, 2, 3. And there are 4 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I drew out the value of my number 43. There we go. A little less of a shiny light. Then I have the number 20. And I'm going to draw this out in tens and ones. Now there aren't any ones, so I'm only going to draw 2 tens. Now, when we're adding numbers together that are 2 digits, you always start with the ones. Can everyone repeat after me? You always start with the ones. What do you start with?
Always start with the ones.
What do you start with?
That's the ones.
You start with the ones, right? Right. Oh, wonderful, Bristol. I love that you have your 1 to 120 chart, right? So we're going to start with the ones. I don't have any ones over here, so I'm going to count my ones. 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to have, in a tens and ones chart, I'm going to have 3 ones, and then if I count my tens, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Wow!
I have 6 tens. Okay? So I have the number 63. Because if I add 43 and 20 together, I end up with 3 and 6. Okay? So a 63. Now, I'm going to do the same exact problem. I'm going to leave 63 there. There's a way to solve this with the number line. It is a little more tricky. So if I draw out my number line, I start with this number. This is where I start. This is how many hops I take. And this is where I'm hopping to. Remember, this is an example. You don't have to write this down. I just want your eyeballs. Okay? I just want your eyeballs looking at me. Okay. So I'm going to start at the number 43. Okay? That's where I'm starting. Now my hops, I'm not going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to 20. I'm going to hop by my tens. So I'm going to hop by 1 10, 2 10s, plus 10, plus 10. Oh, well, it might not be as easy to add tens when you're going from 43 rather than just 40. Okay? But here's my number 43. I want to go up by 2 10s. What number is greater than 4? What number is greater than 4? Who could raise their hand and tell me? What number is greater than 4? Zoe.
5.
5 is greater than 4. You're only adding the tens. So if I had the number 43, the number right beneath 43 on a hundreds chart should be what number? 53. 53. Look, if I have 43, 10 more than 43 is 53. Look, watch me count. Ready? 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53. 10 more than 43 is 53 because I'm only adding my tens. Okay, so I'm only adding my tens. So this is 53. Plus 10 more is 53. If we're only adding the tens, we're only looking at the tens place right here. When we're adding 10, what is 1 more than 5? What is 1 more than 5? Gage, what's 1 more than 5?
6.
6. So 10 more than 53 would be 63. Okay? Open number line's a little more tricky. I do want to do one more together where we are adding base 10 blocks, and it's going to seem way easier than how Big Ideas did it, but that's okay. That's why you learn all these strategies. You learn all of them, so you use which one works best for you. Okay. So I want everyone to write this down. 39 plus 50 equals unknown. Everyone write it down. 39 plus 50 equals unknown. Every single person's writing it down. 39 plus 50 equals unknown. Then I'd like you to draw that. I know it looks a little weird. You make a T, like you usually do, your TO chart, and then you add in 2 more lines with enough space to draw. I know that's a lot to figure out. If I'm doing it on a board your size, okay, I might draw and put my TO, right? And then I might draw a line here and a line here. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just so you give yourself enough space to draw your tens blocks for each number. Okay? Don't try and make it real small, it'll hurt your eyeballs. You don't want your eyeballs to hurt. That'd be a sad day. Hurting eyeballs. We don't want any hurt eyeballs. I don't know what is up with my voice today. Man. Okay. So, now what we're going to do is we are going to draw 39 first. So we're going to draw the number 39 first. So I like to put the number 39 over here just so I know which one I'm drawing. Now, when we're drawing base 10 blocks, we always start with the... We always start with the ones. We always start with the ones. Now, how many ones are in the number 39? Who could raise their hand and tell me? How many ones are in the number 39? Darren.
It's 9.
9 ones. So I'm going to draw 9 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, I drew my 9 ones. How many tens are in the number 9? Or 39? How many tens are in the number 39? Riley.
3.
There's 3 tens, so I'm going to draw 3 tens. 1, 2, 3. Now if I counted this, 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. I have 39. Now, that's my first number. Now I'm going to draw my second number. I think this way, I know Big Ideas doesn't teach it to you this way, but I think this way helps you look at it easier. Making your equation go from this way to up and down, vertical. Horizontal to vertical. Now, how many ones are in the number 50? How many ones are in the number 50? Journey, go for it, girl. How many ones are in the number 50?
0.
Okay, so if there's 0 ones, how many tens are there, Journey?
5.
There's 5 tens. So I'm not going to draw anything here, but I am going to draw 5 tens here. Now, when we're adding 2-digit numbers together, just like when we're drawing, we always start with the...
1.
We always start with the ones. That's right. Thank you, friends who told me. That is right. We always start with the ones. So I'm going to count how many ones I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, I don't have any here, so it's just 9 plus 0, which is 9. Okay. Now I'm going to count my tens. Okay. 1, 2. Well, unmute yourselves and help me count. Unmute and help me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 8. Oh, why are we still counting? Do I have more tens? I only have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Don't keep counting past because there weren't any more. So my answer is I have 80 Whoa, why are we still counting? I need friends to mute themselves in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So we have 89. 39 plus 50 is 89. Okay. So do you see how I did that? All right. Let's go over the next piece. I know this is putting a lot together, but we're going to have a lot of weeks to work on practicing how to solve these types of problems, and we'll do it next week in small group. Okay, so if I have this, here's a hair. 16 plus 42. Oh, I don't just have a tens now I'm adding together. I have 16 plus 42 equals unknown. Okay, write down this equation. 16 plus 42 equals unknown. Once you got that equation, pretend to pick your nose. Pretend is the word. Don't actually pick your nose. No one wants boogers.
I couldn't hear you. You went like a
Oh.
that tall.
Okay, well, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, write this equation. 16 plus 42 equals unknown.
Okay. Do not mute this.
I wasn't muted. It must have been something with the internet. All right, 16 plus 42 equals unknown. All right, so I'm going to draw out my tens and ones chart. Okay? Just like before. Just like the last problem. This is my tens and ones chart for adding two-digit numbers together. I have 16 and 42. 16 plus 42. Okay? Now, I'm going to call on a friend to help me draw 16. Who can help me draw 16? Let me see. Jackson, go for it. Sawyer, go for it. Sawyer, go for it. What am I going to draw first?
The tens.
Nope, I'm going to draw the ones first. So how many ones are in 16? Sawyer, how many ones are in 16?
1.
How many ones are in 16?
1, 10.
No, we start with the ones. How many? Right, we start with the ones.
You didn't say 10.
I did say ones. We start with the ones. How many? We count 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many tens are we going to draw from 16? Sawyer?
15. 6 tens.
We don't draw 6 tens. We drew 6 ones and you drew a TO chart. So how many tens are here?
6.
How many?
1.
1 10. Yep, there you go. 16. That's right. There's 1 10 and 6 ones. Okay, I'm going to call on someone else. Who could help me draw the number 42? Who could help me draw the number 42? Riley. Which one do I start with? Ones?
The ones.
How many ones? How many ones?
2.
2. Good. I start with the ones and I draw 2 ones. Okay. Then I draw the tens. How many tens am I going to draw?
4.
Good. Right. Right. So I have 2 tens and 4 ones. If you need to, draw that tens and ones over both of your numbers. Now, Bristol, can you help me count?
Yeah.
Okay. What are we going to count first? Our ones or our tens?
Ones.
Ones! Good girl. Kiss your brain. That's right. We're going to count our ones first. We always start with the ones. We always start with the ones. Okay. Help me count, Bristol.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Uh-huh.
8.
Yep, you count this whole side. So I have 8 ones. Good, Bristol. Now, could someone else help me count the tens? Darren, go for it, dude.
You're not doing it right.
Okay, Darren, help me count the tens. Unmute yourself.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Right. So I counted the ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I added the ones together. Remember, I am adding these two numbers together. So I have to count these ones with these ones to get 8. And I need to add these tens to these tens to get 5. So my answer is 58. Okay? The way Big Ideas Math shows you, I do want to go over that with you real quick. Okay? So you can do it this way. On your Seesaw assignment today in your Big Ideas Math workbook, if you don't have it, that's okay. Do it on a scratch piece of paper. Journey, Carson, Easy, you did it on the template. Journey and Carson, they did it on dry erase board and marker. And Gage, you did it on notebook paper too. That is perfect, okay? If you can't find your workbook, no worries. That's why I put the problems up there so it's easy to see and solve, okay? Great, great job. I love seeing your work. Okay, so I am going to show one more to you, what it's going to kind of look like in your Big Ideas workbook. It's going to look a little silly compared to how Miss Cooper just organized it. So, if I have 25 plus 12 equals unknown. 25 plus 12 equals unknown. Also, when you're solving these, if a number chart helps you check your work, double check your work, use it. That's why I gave it to you, okay? I didn't give it to you just because I like to make copies on orange paper. I gave it to you to use. Now, I would like everyone to write this down. 25 plus 12 equals unknown. Okay. Now we're not going to draw a really nice organized TO chart. We're just going to draw out the numbers. Now, if I was drawing the number 25, who could help me draw the number 25? Easy, go for it, dude.
Like, what do you mean, 25?
Draw the number 25 with base 10 blocks.
Oh. There's 5 ones and
5.
2 tens.
2, 3, 4, 5, and 2 tens. That definitely looks different than the way we've been doing it, right? 2 tens and 5 ones. But this is how your Big Ideas Math workbook shows you how to do it. So I want you to see it. You don't have to do it. If you think the way that I did it with the last couple problems is easier, do that. Okay? If an open number line is easier, do an open number line. I want you to use the strategy that works best for you, but I do have to see work. On some of your assignments, I noticed that you're not showing your work. You have to show your work, okay? Now, who can help me draw the number 12 in base 10 blocks? Who can help me draw 12 in base 10 blocks? Woo! Journey's hand was up first. Sorry, I got a call on Journey. She was like, pick me. Go for it, Journey. One what?
One 10 snack. 10 snack. Snacks.
110. And how many ones?
Ones.
And 2 ones, right?
2.
Right, and 2 ones. Now, in your Big Ideas book, how they combine them is they take your ones and they go like this, and they draw them in a group together. I think it's confusing, but hey. Then they take your 10s and draw them in a group together and make like a puzzle. And then they count their ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then they add the 10s. 1, 2, 3. But do you see how this could hurt your brain? I think this way is going to hurt your brain, but if it doesn't, use it. I think this is going to be easier for you to add 2-digit numbers together. Okay? And it's probably the process we'll use as we continue to solve problems. But if this is easier, use this. Okay? I want to see the strategy that works best for you. Mrs. Cooper isn't always correct, so I want you to use what works best for you. So that is your math lesson today. You are adding 2 numbers together, okay? You're adding 2-digit numbers together. We're getting into much more complex math. Our math is getting a little harder, okay? So make sure that you are showing your work, because come assessment time or test time or a quiz or some of your seesaw work, I might send it back and ask you to show your work, okay? But that is all I have for your math lesson today. You do have your seesaw assignment.